I mean, he's brilliant. I mean, brilliant guy.
And he said this is good.
You have to read the book, I guess. I don't know. I'm assuming. I haven't read the book.
You say 9 on, that's 9 like professional?
9 professional bond, yeah. All right. I'm going to show you, I don't want to go too far into this, but like I said, that one common strategy for white is to just give this up. I'll show you how that works. You guys seen moves like this? We did this before in the, you know, these 4-4 Fuseki, right? White approaches the stone. Very common for black to say, hey, I have all this influence, I should be able to attack white. I'm going to squeeze white. So come over here and pincer white, right? Force this white stone to do something. White could jump out and run, but white's not very interested in that. White just says, I'm just giving that up. Remember that strategy? I'm just going to give this up. So white's going to come in here. And we play out this Fuseki. This is a pattern we went over a while ago. It's not that one. You could play this. I like this one in this position personally, but especially against weaker players. Play this Fuseki. White's move, right? What did white just give up? What did black get? Yeah, wall, right? This is looking even more like black's starting to surround this, right? This is a huge amount of points if black surrounds it, but if it's all that black gets, it's not enough to win the game. Right? So we're just going to keep trying to make black just surround just that and nothing else. White can do the same thing over here. And if black attacks again, usually black won't attack on both sides because you're going to see the problem. It's kind of humorous. White will jump in again. So white got these two corners, right? So about 8-10 points here, 8-10 points here. Still has this side of the board. It's white's move. Just lightly reduced from the top, right? Black's trying to seal this off, make all this points. White just pokes his head in. Says, haha, you don't get all of it. And black at this point has a very hard decision. Black could just say, oh, you're coming at me, you're coming at me, you're coming at me, I'm scared, I just want my points. Just try to defend and just get this much. Right? But this
Now what is white flip?
well, lots of things. White says, oh,
Wow.
is that what you want?
Okay, you blinked. So wait a minute. You blinked. What?
Let me go with it, let me go with it.
Blinked. White is blinked.
White blinked?
Yeah, he took a side. Now.
I'm still gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna annoy black. You really want these points, black? Do you want white to come in here and destroy this?
Black's not going to play like this.
I'm saying, I know. Black can't, I don't show you why it's bad though. I'm showing them why it's bad. You guys know this is bad for black?
Okay.
You know why it's bad for black? See, Caleb doesn't know why it's bad for black, Dan.
Okay.
All right.
Is white going to build a wall defending the entire left side of the board?
Check this out. Yeah, isn't that great? Who's looking like the bigger pie is getting built here?
These guys didn't play good.
I know they didn't play good, but this is why you shouldn't play like that.
No, they said they didn't play go.
Oh, they didn't play go, but
You got the answer.
he's so smart though. Look at him.
I was going to start betting with this.
But yeah, that's the idea, right? Yes, black is getting, we can add up the points, right? At the end of the game, if black just surrounds this, right, black will get all these as points. And black, we can do a little multiplication. You girls learning multiplication at school? You ready to be tested? Here we go, I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
55.
Very good, Ashley. 55. So black right now is on track to get 55 points. If white gets 10 here, 10 here, let's say 10 here, 10 here, how many is that? 40. 40, thank you, Max. So I think Caitlin would answer, but she's not paying attention. 40 points. White gets 6.5 just for going second, right? So white right now, looking at like 46.5 points to 55. All white needs is 9 points here in the middle to win the game. And right now, look how much, I mean, white is on, I mean, if white can build something significant, this could get really much bigger, right? I mean, it looks pretty easy for white to make 9 points here, quite frankly. Between these two stones and this wall that's starting to be built. I bet I can find a way to make 9 points by the end of the game. does, and black doesn't get anything else, white wins the game by half point. Right? So black can't play this. This isn't big enough. There's too much other stuff on the board. Black needs to find points elsewhere. So black can't play any of this. And when white comes in here, often what black will do is either try to attack it right away. Well, this is a hard stone to attack because it'll just run and destroy all this in the process. Black is a little bit too spread out. Or black will just go play something else and figure it out later. Find another way to make some points. Okay, so this is one strategy for dealing with, what is this opening called? Sanrensei. Very good. Sanrensei, right? 3 stars. That's what your opponent wants. Give them what they want. Sometimes it's good. Hey, Brian.
Yes.
We have 2 absolute newcomers.
Oh.
I was hoping you could
Sure.
catch them up a little bit. This is Pierce.
Sorry to not come out sooner. I'm thinking maybe we could go in the kitchen, and that way I can talk a little more loudly.
Because you're so loud, Brian.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you, sir.
Good. So let's wrap.
All right. Any questions about what we just did? Feeling good?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to learn another opening. This opening has we'll say its roots in really actually in a couple countries in the 70s, but really in the 1980s in China. The Chinese players are really good at fighting, but they're really bad at the opening. Japanese players are way better at the opening. Japanese players not so good at fighting. Japanese like calm, peace. I mean, there's this very serene, steady, strong nature to their go. Chinese players and Korean players like to just get in there and just make a mess and blow everything up. So the problem for this is that whenever the Chinese and the Japanese teams would play, if the Chinese players couldn't provoke a fight, the Japanese players would just win because the opening was so much better by Japanese players. So the Chinese had this problem. And basically what happened is they accidentally discovered this Fuseki that just worked really well for their style of playing, because what it did is it encouraged fighting right from the very beginning. And it's going to look very familiar to what we just did, but there's a big difference. This opening is called the Chinese opening, not because necessarily the Chinese invented it, but because they just abused it so much in the 1980s. Okay, you guys ready for the Chinese opening? How many of you have seen this before? 2? 3? 3's not bad. 3's pretty good. A couple no's. Well, here we go. Chinese opening. Looks like this. Hey, that looks familiar. Black's going to play this. Hey, and that's good, right? Because, hey, we're making a bigger piece of pie for ourselves, right? We're not making a bigger piece of pie for our opponents. That's fine.
Is this the one trying to provoke a fight?
Who are the Chinese?
Black. Let's say black.
So black and the Chinese.
Let's say this is a game against a Chinese professional, Japanese professional.
So you said before, can't black just provoke a fight by playing the other corner?
Sort of, but the thing is there's a lot of actual ways to not provoke a fight in the corner too. I mean, it encourages fighting, but white could just as easily avoid it. The Chinese opening really does encourage fights a lot more. I'm going to show you. So here is what we call the low Chinese. Place is still out there. How many of you have seen this before? If you don't know by name, same 3 people. Okay. This is a Fuseki that you really don't learn until you're, around 10Q or a little better, right? Before you're 10Q, you're just putting stones on the board and where they go is where they go. When you get to the single-digit Qs, a lot of these things have names, and you'll see them over and over again in your games because everyone will play them. So this is one of the most common ones that you'll see. This is low Chinese. You see this a lot less in professional play today, though it still gets played. This is the high Chinese, very similar, but there's a big difference here between the stone being here and here. This one we almost never see anymore in professional play. It's almost always this one that you see it. So I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time talking about this one. There's a whole book on the Chinese opening by Keito Masao. It's been translated into English. It's actually a pretty cool book if you've never seen this before, because really it goes in pretty far in depth in all the different ways white can get into trouble dealing with this. So it's kind of fun to see how well this actually can work. But I do want to talk about this one. This is the Low Chinese. All right, so now let's take a look at our board and put on our Go opening knowledge. What do we know about the opening? What's important in the opening? Say it?
Corners.
Corners, good. We got our corners covered.
Like black or what?
Anything. What do we want in the opening?
Influence.
What influence? Sure. But we want influence in the most important areas, right? How do we know what's important?
Whatever's the biggest thing left.
Whatever is the biggest thing left. All right, so let's keep playing here. Let's say white plays here. Just make Sanren Sei. So we have Sanren Sei versus Low Chinese. All right, you guys see that? 3 stars, Low Chinese. For right now, let's put black here. And let's put white here. So now all the biggest places have been taken, right? All the biggest sides. So now what? Now what's the biggest?
Middle.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the middle. There are some people who would say, that's okay. Professionals generally don't. To most professionals, with a few exceptions like Takamiya Masaki, middle is very small. The reason is it's very hard to defend. You have to put up 4 walls to defend the middle. Right? And Takamiya Masaki, very good at putting up walls and defending the middle, but no one else. Everyone else is, no, too hard.
It looks like white wants to approach the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, it looks like this is bigger, right?
Sure. I was thinking just the corner enclosure at the bottom right isn't finished yet. But
Yeah,
that is bigger, yeah.
Right, but so we have this problem, right? We see, okay, just in terms of spacing, we have 6 spaces over here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the biggest space on the board, 6 spaces. 5 spaces, 5 spaces, 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5. Right? This is 6. This looks bigger. But if we play there, and maybe black just tries to just make a little point in here in the corner. Something like this. Black plays here now. And what is really nice about this for black? We saw this shape earlier in tonight's lecture.
Well, corner plus influence toward the middle.
Yeah, black got this is looking very strong. White can still invade, there's still stuff white can do, but if white does, white's going to pay for it. And especially if white invades this, black's going to get this giant, extremely thick wall here. And imagine a giant black wall here, black has 1 move. This now becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 30 points. That's a lot of points in this game. This move looks really, really good for black, right? Because, and especially if white does nothing about it, black's going to get more than just those 30 points, right? Black might get all of this. This is what we call a double wing formation. Black has an enclosure and 2 extensions from it. This is very good and go. Whenever you can make a double wing formation, that is good for you. Because no matter what your opponent is going to do to this, you're going to get points anywhere or somewhere very easily. Very easily. If white comes over here, you're going to get points over here. If white comes over here, you're going to get points over here. Like without thinking about it. Amazingly easy to turn into points. Double wing formation. So if we do this, that's good for black. That's really good for black. Right? So if we don't want black to have that, we need to play a move like this. All right, break it up right now. Here's the problem. Or does anyone see the problem? When white plays a stone here?
There's already a pincer, sort of.
There's already a pincer.
And there's a helping stone.
There's already a helping stone over here.
And it's black's move.
And it's black's move. This stone is going to get attacked, like right now. Because black has all these little friends around it. These are like little gremlins. They're just going to claw into your stone. You're going to have to run away and just be scared. It's terrible. And this is how the Chinese players were able to, get their their Japanese counter-patriots involved in these massive fights right away, right in the start. Because they make this formation that would encourage white to come over here and take this point right away. And you can see that it is a really big point. It's really worth just a lot of points. But when white does, white's going to come under attack immediately. Often, we wouldn't have these two stones here yet. If white were to try this immediately, we'd say, hey, it might be a little bit better because black doesn't have a helper stone. But the same thing applies. Black's just going to start attacking very gently, right? We're not going to attach it. We're not going to let it get stronger. We're just going to try to corral it in. Sort of like, you know, if you've got like a little mouse or something that's kind of scared of you, right? If you try to squeeze it or try to catch it, it's going to squirm away and get away, right? But if we just keep it scared and keep circling around it, right, it can't go anywhere. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep slowly circling this until it gets scared and gets caught. Like that line in Star Wars, right? Is the tighter you hold the star system, or the tighter you hold the something, Darth Vader, the more planets you slip through your fingers, right? The tighter you hold, the more planets. You guys, come on, Star Wars, you're go players.
Never seen it.
Never seen Star Wars?
No.
I could make some. I could be from all time wars.
Wow.
Are you? Nope, never seen anything.
Well, anyway, Jeff has some homework for his Go class. But this is like that, right? Don't go after the stone like this. That's too tight. It'll just squirm away. This will actually be great for white, because white's going to play this. And you guys remember avalanche Fuseki? White's going to start this avalanche. It's going to go great for black. Or great for white, sorry. Wrong order. Yeah. Okay. Can't do that. Squeezing too tight. Gotta play gently. Okay? Now this stone has a big problem with how to run. I'll show you a common sequence. There's a lot of actual sequences here. There are even sequences that are just like, you know, maybe invading wasn't such a great idea. Let's just kind of back off and just see what happens later. Like, that's a possibility too. But here's probably the most bookish common thing to happen. Looks like this. If I can remember it. Oh man, I haven't played this in so long. I'm missing a... Oh, anyway, that's one of them. I'm trying to remember if there's one where black pushes in here. Maybe that's it, actually. All right, there we go. Hey, that looks familiar. This is it. I found it. No, I didn't. That's not it. Oh. Aha. Black doesn't play this. Black plays that one. There we go. Sorry. White jumps. Black push. Black takes a point over here. At some point, white might connect to make a base. What did white get here?
Small edge and an escape hatch.
A little tiny. That's a very dangerous escape hatch, because this is an escape hatch that can be taken away at any moment, very easily. Black plays this. How good is that escape hatch? Problem. All right, now we have to come back and probably play this to make two eyes live. Okay. What did black get?
Big edge down there and influence in the middle.
Yeah, we're looking at, you know, maybe close to 20 points here. We actually have influence here. We have influence in the middle. White maybe got 6 points. This one very well for black. So, but, you know, at the same time, this is okay for white, right? White broke up. This was going to be like 30 or 40 points for black, right? White broke it up. So, even though white only got 6 points and black got way more, it might be worth it. Okay, so what does the low Chinese look like? does this go? Ashley, do you know? Do you remember?
For which one?
Black's move to make low Chinese.
Like one. Wait.
Do I just want to come play it? Try it? See if you can find it? Very close. One off. There you go. That's it. All right. The reason why we play this here and not here is if we play here, white actually has a lot more space now to live to make a base and not get us trapped. If this is over here, white gets trapped a lot more strongly, a lot more aggressively. Okay? Very common thing for white to do here. If you want to, let's say you're white, you don't want to get sucked into this trap. Any ideas what to do?
Push from the outside.
Yeah, where?
Well, in my amateurish way, my inclination would be to jump in the middle early, but I'm sure that's wrong.
Like this?
No, probably a little closer. That's too close. Better.
Yeah, that's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have trouble building this,
Yeah.
and you're not really going to push on. This is actually a move. You can use this. If you just want to, same way Sunrun say, right? Black wanted that in the Sunrun say. You can say, oh, Black, you want this. I will give it to you. Let me build a wall here, you will get that. We're all cool, right? This is possible. I'd say a more common, like book way, like classic way to play against this is to take this point. All right, get some influence over here before Black has a chance to attack and build this up. If you have influence